This is Bump, Baby and Beyond with Emma's Diary.
Hi everyone, it's Renee from Mummy Style and you're listening to Bump, Baby and Beyond with Emma's Diary. Today I am joined by the absolutely gorgeous Polly from the Fit Mum Formula and we're going to delve into the tricky world of body confidence after babies. Oh my goodness, where do I start? Now Polly, you're a mama too, an author, a blogger, an award-winning online weight loss coach, to mums, a qualified personal trainer and a nutritional therapist. Oh my goodness, how do you even fit parenting in?
Oh God, that sounds more impressive than I thought it was. How do we fit it all in? I think we just get on with it as mums. I think that from the day you have your first child, whether it's you being ill, whether it's jobs being done around the house, there is no time for self-indulgence, is there? You just get on with it.
We do.
If you want to do something, you go and do it. And actually, it's been quite nice to have an outlet alongside mummyhood that's been something for me, something that's not to do with them directly. And it's been fun. It's nice to have a project, regardless of whether it brings in income or not. It's just nice to have something for me.
Yeah, that's lovely. And is this something pre-kids that you were into, the whole fitness?
My background is actually performing. I was a dancer, singer. I was at stage school. So from that point of view, yes, I was very fit. I was always into exercise from a dance point of view. But no, I decided to step away from the performing industry because it's a pretty ruthless industry, and I decided I wasn't mentally strong enough to deal with it. Yeah. I trained as a beauty therapist, worked in a spa for a while, did some nutrition training and that, but then decided to go a lot deeper into it, and did my personal training and nutritionist qualifications. And the Fit Mum Formula was born out of a chance meeting with another person who, my ex-business partner, who also had similar interests in fitness and nutrition and exercise, but she also built websites. So we came up with this concept where mums needed something that they could access, some sort of support, the resources they need that fit around parenting, because we can't always get out to the gym, and classes, evening workout classes, they're always at bath and bedtime.
They definitely
What's with
are.
that? How are we supposed to get out to that? We don't always have a babysitter on hand, or maybe we have a partner who works shifts and we can't always get out, but nevertheless we need that connection, we need that professional support. So it has to be something that fits around mum life.
So this came inspired from having a baby of your own?
Yeah, it really did. And also I've been doing this for quite a while now. Since my second child was born, so 7 years. And back then there really wasn't much in the way of online support. These days it's gone so fast, there's quite a lot of people doing it. Back then there really wasn't online coaching, these membership portals, these membership sites where you can log on and access certain resources. They just didn't exist back then, so it was a really novel thing at the time, a concept that I hadn't heard of it until my business partner came up with it, and since then it's just grown and grown. We've just jumped at every opportunity, and it's been really good fun. I've met some amazing people, and it's been really nice building that community as well of mums who I feel like I really know them, and they feel like they really know me, even though we've never met in real life. We've managed to build that connection online, which has been lovely. It's really nice, and they've been there for times for me when I've needed support as well, when I've had things going on in my personal life. And they're like, do you know what? It's fine. Just go and take some time out. Go away, spend some time with your family. We'll be here when you get back, which is lovely. It's so nice having that support.
Which is half the battle when you're a parent, is having someone to talk to, not even mentioning getting fit as well.
Exactly. We need to. I mean, women especially are tribal. We need each other, and especially when you become a mum, there is no way on earth you could explain to somebody who's not a parent what it's like to have a child. You can try, but they won't really get it until they have their own children. So to be able to speak to people who really understand it, really understand how it's the best thing in the world, but also it's the hardest thing in the world, and the challenges that you encounter, or not even the actual challenges, but the fact that it's 24/7, 365 days a year, and you just don't get that break really, and it takes a lot of strength, and it wears you down, and we need each other. We need to hold each other up, because it's hard. It's hard being a mum.
And you've got a Facebook community, haven't you, as well, of all these women?
I do. I'm everywhere on social. I've got Facebook. I've got the page, but I've also got a great group of mums as well. A Facebook group where people can chat, and it's brilliant. They support each other as well. You know, if someone's got an issue or got a question about something, others will come and chip in. So they're all there to help each other. And then what I can do is reinforce that with the professional knowledge. If someone needs, from a scientific point of view, the background that I've got, I can help them as well.
So for me as a mum, one of my biggest things, and I think one of the biggest things a lot of mums feel, is that stress of when am I going to lose the baby weight, which is probably the first time we really address the whole fitness thing. How do you manage that with your mums?
Well, I think firstly, making it about the weight in itself is the first step to getting it wrong, because weight is just one issue of health. It's only one aspect. And yes, being very overweight, we know is unhealthy. However, there is no perfect weight for everyone. Being underweight is also unhealthy. And there are so many other aspects to health that if you just make it about the weight, you're probably going to end up going about it in the wrong way, because you'll end up doing whatever it takes to lose the weight. Where really it should be about health. Your body's amazing. If you think most people listening to this podcast either have grown a child or they're in the process of growing another human inside them, that's a pretty awesome thing for your body to do.
That is.
Now, to do awesome things like that, your body needs nourishing. So it needs the proper fuel. You need to look after it like you look after your car. If you don't service your car, it's going to break down. You're going to end up hating your car. It's not going to work properly. It's the same with your body. If you don't look after it properly, if you don't feed it with the right nutrients, sleep enough, get stress under control, exercise, eat wholesome foods, that's what creates a fit, amazing, healthy body that can do cool stuff like grow humans. And by pure coincidence, if you live your life like that, you won't have loads of excess weight to lose. So it's almost like the weight loss is a happy side effect of looking after your body. Now, what I find ironically is that many people go into some sort of diet or exercise plan to lose weight because they hate their body. They look in the mirror, they loathe their wobbly thighs, they cringe when they see their belly hanging out. You know, they look at the cellulite and they really despise what they see in the mirror. They really feel down about it, and that's understandable. You know, it's hard. People do put on weight, sometimes out of their control to a certain extent when you have a baby. So that's understandable. But then they go on this diet or they go on this exercise regime where they cut out all the things they love, and they determine to go to the gym 3 times a week and spend ages making these complicated diet food meals, and they hate it and they're miserable and they resent it, and eventually you're going to fall off the wagon and you're going to hate the whole process.
I feel like you're describing me after my first baby.
To be honest, unfortunately, I'm describing most mums. They go in for it from this negative approach of I hate my body, I need to deprive it of treats, and I'm going to punish my body in order to get it looking like so-and-so on the front cover of that magazine. Now, if you go for that angle, you're going to be miserable. And you're probably going to fail, because I see it time and time again. And in fact, it's usually the women who emotionally eat, comfort eat, and turn to foods, usually high calorie, tasty junk foods, when they're in a stressful situation. Let's face it, mummyhood is pretty stressful, so that's going to be quite often.
Well, we spend a lot of time in coffee shops.
We do.
Just trying to get out the house, and we drink fat coffees and
and we
eat loads
have
of
a bad
cakes.
day and we think, oh, do you know what? I've had a really stressful day. I'm going to have a great big piece of chocolate cake. And there's nothing wrong with chocolate cake per se, but if you're using food as either a reward or a punishment, that's an emotional attachment to food, and that is normal to a certain degree. Babies will even try and reach for a breast when they need comfort, not just because they're hungry. It only becomes a problem when it becomes a problem, you know, after a certain point. Whereas if you come from it from a point of loving and respecting your body, you know you need to look after it. You know your body can do some awesome stuff. It can walk for miles and miles and miles. You see the women in certain countries, third world countries, who still walk miles and miles every day just to get water. We can grow babies. We can think amazing things. Our brains and our bodies are really cool. But they're not going to work properly if you don't look after them.
So your biggest tip then is love your body, respect it.
If you care for your body, if you respect your body and you want to care for it like you want to care for your own children, you won't have a weight problem. Because you won't think to yourself, I'm not going to eat that fast food meal because I hate my belly. You're going to think, do you know what? I'm really going to, I'm going to eat this nutritious, fish and vegetables and whole foods and really nutrient-dense stuff, because I know that's going to make me feel amazing. It's going to give me energy. It's going to make me think clearly. I'm going to wake up tomorrow buzzing, and I'm going to be able to enjoy the day and enjoy life. And you'll be happier result as well.
Yeah.
So you're eating well and you're exercising because you deserve it, rather than punishing your body because you hate it. It's a completely different approach, and yet the things you do are often the same things, but the thought process behind the things you do are going to determine the mental state you approach it with, and ultimately whether you're going to stick at it.
Now I can hear loads of mums shouting at the podcast, who's got time to make nutritional meals? Who's got time to exercise? Especially the mums on the go, or the mums that are back at work, what tips do you have that they can, balance that, make quick nutritional meals?
I think most people make it way more complicated than it has to be. They think, I need to follow this cookbook. I need to make this new recipe. I need to be cooking everything from scratch. No, there is nothing wrong with an omelette. There is nothing wrong with a jacket potato, tin tuna, frozen prawns, all this kind of stuff I have in my freezer, in my cupboards all the time. I'll be honest, I am the laziest cook and eater you'll probably ever meet. I like nice food, but when you've got to be feeding small people all day, every day, it really takes the joy out of cooking. I do like nice food. I've got a chef for a father, and I'm not a fussy eater. I love going out to eat, but who has time for it? You're
Exactly.
right. Who has time for it? There is a time and a place for that. If you really enjoy cooking, great. But if you don't, it really doesn't have to be complicated. One thing you can do to make tasty meals as opposed to bland meals is find ingredients that are really simple but add a major flavour boost with not too many calories. Things like Parmesan cheese. How cool is Parmesan cheese? You put it on anything, it makes everything taste good.
Wow, I didn't know that. I just assumed it's cheese, it's bad for you.
No, well, if you eat too much saturated fat, too much of anything isn't good for you. But the thing is with Parmesan, use so little, don't you? Because it's so strong that you don't need very much. Soy sauce, again, don't want loads and loads of soy sauce all the time. No, that's loads of salt. But soy sauce, you add it to any stir fry, suddenly it tastes good.
Yeah,
rather than
that's
just plain, meat and vegetables. It really doesn't have to be complicated. Often simpler is better because it makes it more manageable. If you try and make it too complicated, again, you're not going to stick at it.
So while my mouth waters, thinking about all those foods, you've got a book, The Fit Formula. Tell us a little bit about that.
That was because I was very simply asked one day, do you have what you teach in a book? And the answer was no. So I went and wrote one. Now, I had no idea how this was going to work, but I thought all I need to do is basically take my teaching principles of addressing food, addressing exercise, addressing mindset. And then the fourth element, which often people don't address, is troubleshooting things. So it's all very well saying, right, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try and mentally relax and do all the mindset work that goes into it as well. Perhaps if you've got issues with comfort eating and things, all of that. But then what happens if it's not working? What happens if you're not losing weight? What happens if you're losing weight too quickly? What happens if you're hungry all the time?
Yeah.
What happens if you're spending all day thinking about chocolate and all you're doing is craving sugar the whole time? What happens if you've got really low energy, or you're not sleeping, or you're not recovering from exercise and you're aching the whole time? All of these things are signs in your body that your body is not happy with what you're doing.
Wow.
If you are craving things, craving sugar, for example, or craving certain foods all day long and you can't resist them, if you are hungry all day long, if you don't have energy, that's your body saying, whatever it is you're doing to me, I'm not happy about it. So you have to kind of play detective and go, right, what's going on here? What do I need to change? And so there's no one diet. People say, what do I need to eat? I have not a clue, because every single one of us here
It's different.
is going to be slightly different. So I can make an educated guess and say, well, let's start with this and see how you get on. But we have to keep going. We have to go, what? How are you feeling? What are the scales saying? What are your energy levels like? Are you enjoying this? And if it's working for you, great, we stick at it. But most of the time, we're not going to get it perfect straight away. And it's just a case of adjust things and keep tweaking things until you kind of find a lifestyle that works for you.
Yeah.
And that has to include treats. It has to include times where you don't exercise. It has to include all the foods that you like, that you really enjoy. If you want to drink alcohol in moderation, it has to include alcohol, because if you ban things completely, you're not going to be happy about it.
Yeah. It's funny how we spend so much time on our kids' lives, making sure they're perfect, making sure they're there on time, making sure they eat the right things, and we don't do it for ourselves. And it's really interesting what you were saying about the sugar. Every time I have a baby, I just crave rubbish, and I know it's because I'm tired.
It's exactly that.
I'm tired. I don't want to cook. And it's sort of like quick sugar boost because I know it'll get me through the bedtime routine. And it's
a cycle, because the more you do that, the more your body will rely on sugar.
Yeah.
So it's about breaking that cycle and getting into new ways of eating and new ways of keeping your energy up without relying on that sugar and creating that sugar roller coaster. But yeah, we do. It's a maternal instinct, isn't it? You put your children first every single time. Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to change that. I think that's biology. I think that's probably correct. We're there to create the next generation and to bring our children up. However, to do that and to be the best mum we can be, we have to look after ourselves. You need to do things for yourself. Your kids will not miss out if you say, actually, I'm in the bath, can you just give me 10 minutes? Because remember the last time we had a bath? Remember the last time you had a wee by yourself? It's okay to tell them, do you know what? I'm on the loo. Can you just give me a minute and I'll come to you in a second? They'll be fine. Yeah. It's okay to say, Mummy's going to just do a 15-minute workout. That's fine. Go and play 15 minutes. Then I'll come to you. Whatever it is, I'll come to you then. And they'll get used to it at first. If they're used to getting whatever they want as soon as they want it, at first they're not be very happy about that. But you know what? They will learn that not only is that normal and that's acceptable that they have to wait for things, but also Mummy has to do stuff for herself too. And you'll be a role model to them. My kids know that exercise is good for you. They know that healthy food is good for them. I don't do it in a dogmatic way. Yeah. I never ban treats. We never make it out that you have to go and do some exercise. But nevertheless, we walked to school. We walked to school this morning. Got some sunshine, got some fresh air. They might moan about it, saying, "Oh, can we get the car today? Can we get a car today?" As soon as we're out in that fresh air, you can see they're happy, their face lights up, because it does them good. It does us all good to get some fresh air in the morning.
Definitely my favourite part of the day is the school walk. And my little boys are saying, "Can we take the car?" I'm like, "No." And it's like, "It's raining." It's like, "But it's only spitting. Come on, let's enjoy the walk, kick the leaves, get some fresh air." And it does so much to your mental health as well.
It energises you.
Yeah.
It does. It really, really does. If there's any one type of exercise, if anyone had to choose just one thing, it probably walking would be it. There's minimal risk of injury. It gets you out of the house. You get some fresh air, you get some sunlight. Yeah. Okay, there's been lots of scares about too much sun and skin cancer, but actually it's gone the other way, and we do need some vitamin D, especially in this country. I mean, already now we're into autumn when we're recording this. It's a sunny day today, but still the sun's low in the sky, and we need that. We need that for our mental health. And if I walk to school, that's 15 minutes. So if I walk to school and then back and then collect them, that's an hour of walking. Just doing the school run. Yeah. Now, not everyone can do that. I appreciate it. Some people live too far away from school, or they have to drop their kids in the car on the way to work. But there's always going to be something that you can do. If you can't do one thing, find something that is going to work in your life. You have to figure out what works in your life. For some people, that's getting up early and doing a quick home workout before the day starts. Other people, they're not a morning person, and they will do that same thing, but they'll do it as soon as they get in from work. Yeah. And then they start making the tea. Others, it's when the baby naps, if you've got little ones at home. There's always going to be something that works for you. It's about finding out what works for you. And if you try and do something that isn't working for you, you're not going to stick to it.
It's really interesting before when you were saying about how if you incorporate it into your life, your kids get used to it. I've got a fabulous friend called Anna, and she loves working out, and she literally puts it on the telly. And she does it in the living room, and you see the kids next to her doing some moves as well, or maybe some yoga. And she always puts on Instagram. And you can see that it's part of the kids' lives. They know that mummy does 15-minute workout every morning, and they're either playing around her, but she gets it done. It is finding.
It's just normal to them. They don't even question it now.
Yeah,
they often come downstairs in the morning. I'm there in my sports bra and pants because that's all I can be bothered to work out in. Why bother? Why bother creating more washing? And they're fine about it. They know that they've got to have some vegetables with their evening meal. That's just standard. That's just normal. They don't question it.
Yeah.
I might give them the choice of what vegetables they want, but that's a normal part of our life, and it's very, very little effort. In fact, one of the main things from a nutritional point of view, if someone's just really needs a simple thing they can do, is whatever meal you're having, your main meal in the evening and maybe your lunch as well, make half of it vegetables or salad, because that can be applied to any meal you think of. You could be going down to the chippy and getting fish and chips, but if you make that fish and chips only half of the plate, and the other half has to be a bag of salad you've also picked up at the shop next door to the chippy, that's going to be a massive improvement on that meal. And it's no more effort. As soon as we start trying to make it too difficult, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, that's a really good tip, which brings us perfectly onto body confidence, which is a subject which is really close to my heart. I style a lot of mums, and my biggest thing for them is, I always say, dress the body you have now. I found that after I had Henry, he's my first, I'm not in any pictures because I didn't like the way I looked. I had this extra baby weight, my body shape changed, you changed, and I found that I was missing from so much of his life because I didn't want to have my picture taken. And it doesn't matter what journey you're on, when you become a mum, whether you're on a health journey, whether you're on a fitness journey, whether you don't have time for it, there's no use putting your life on hold and not feeling good about yourself and having body confidence. You've almost got to accept the way you are before you can even get on that journey. What's your whole take on the whole body confidence?
Well, one thing I know some people might find this difficult to understand, but body confidence is not about what you look like. Body confidence is about what you feel like.
Yeah.
Now,
for sure.
Other people on the podcast can't see, but they're online. They'll be able to see. I'm nowhere near overweight. I'm very slim. I'm very fit. I'm very healthy. But I have fat days. Do you know why I have fat days? Because I've had a bad day, or I'm tired, or I'm stressed. And in the moment, I never really realise it. But I'll look in the mirror, or catch myself when I'm getting undressed, and I go, I don't like that. I hate my body today. And I never think about it in the moment. And then it's only later on, or the next morning, I go, I know what that was about. I was really stressed that day because of that. Or I was really tired. I hadn't slept well. Or I was premenstrual or something. I was hormonal. And, it's all about mood, body confidence. I actually do, alongside the Fit Mum Formula, I do modelling work. So I'm a professional model. So some people would look at my pictures and go, wow, you look amazing. Okay, first of all, lots of those pictures are airbrushed because that's what photographers do. And there's some very great lighting going on there. But aside from that, that's not where body confidence comes from. It's not about what you look like. It's about having confidence in who you are and how you feel. And often if you feel confident about yourself as a person, you'll also take more pride in yourself.
Yeah.
So you will think, do you know what? It is worth washing my hair and putting on a bit of makeup. You don't have to. I'm not saying everyone should wear makeup to feel good. But if you want to, sometimes it's the little things like that. Making sure the clothes you wear are clean as opposed to, picked up off the floor somewhere. It can really boost your confidence. And I'm sure you know this, as stylists, just changing the way you dress. You haven't changed your body at all.
No, not at all.
But it can change the way you feel.
Yeah.
And if you feel good, you're then going to do more positive things. So without even stepping on the healthy eating exercise bandwagon, if you were to style somebody who's feeling really down about themselves and confidence, they started dressing in a way that really boosted their confidence, that self-esteem is going to have a knock-on effect to other areas of their life. They're going to hold their head higher. Their shoulders are going to be back. They're going to start looking after themselves. They're going to start getting some exercise in because they start feeling, do you know what? I can do this. I deserve this.
Fabulous. Sorry, I got lost then just listening to you. Okay. So you're all about being strong rather than thin, which I absolutely love. So how does your program work on your website, fitmumformula.com?
Well, all my workouts are based around high intensity interval training. Now, if somebody comes to me who doesn't want to do that, I'll always say, okay, let's see what works for you. But the workouts that I use on all my programs are HIIT because it's very effective in a short space of time.
Yeah.
So to get the same results for going from a run or going to gym sessions, going to workout classes, you're going to have to do a lot more. And as much as those things are enjoyable, when you're a mum and your time's short, you do have to prioritise a little bit.
Yeah.
So rather than go out every single night to a workout class that I don't really have time to do and I've got to pay a babysitter for, I can do just this quick thing at home and it's done and it gets really quick results. Also, the term intense is relative. So if you were to pull up a typical HIIT workout online or a DVD, you'd probably be very intimidated if you're quite unfit and haven't exercised in a while. Probably too hard. The way I do it is you set your own rest intervals.
Oh, great.
So anyone can do it. If you're very unfit, you'll be taking a lot of rest. If you're very fit, you'll be taking a lot less rest, but you can develop as you go along. And you can go as fast or as slow as you like and keep progressing with the same workout. You just rest less.
Yeah.
To somebody who's very unfit, possibly quick walking interspersed with periods of standing still is going to be intense. For someone else, that's going to be a breeze, and they do that every single day.
Yeah.
So pushing yourself in short bursts has been shown to be very, very effective at burning calories, getting your heart rate up, working your lungs, and also preserving and even better building muscle at the same time. There's not many types of exercise which do everything in one. Usually it'll just be focused on, say, jogging will be more heart and lungs, weightlifting's more about muscles, whereas HIIT is really good for everything. So really it's the perfect one for busy mums because it's just so effective. And also a lot of the workouts you can just do body weights. You don't need any equipment, just do it at home. I do have a little bit of equipment at home, but I rarely use it. I can't be bothered.
You've heard it from here.
I'm too lazy.
You just don't have time to get it out.
No, I honestly, I work out the sports bra and pants, get the air. My windows look out my back garden. Don't worry, the neighbours can't see. Pull out the workout mat, stick something online, or pull out one of my workouts, and just get on with it. I can't be bothered. Life's too short. You can't revolt unless you really, really enjoy it, or you've got all the time in the world. And certainly the second one of those us mums do not have. Your life cannot revolve around food and exercise and cooking. There's just so many more things that we've got to do.
Yeah, there is.
Just make it as easy as possible.
So the biggest message today then, Polly, is listen to yourself, be realistic with your time, and find those times in the day where you can either eat better or incorporate more healthier things into your diet. If you can find the time, check out your hits on the fitformula.com. Find those things on the fitmomformula.com.
I'm sure they'll be in the show notes.
and almost love yourself.
Yeah,
I think
my 2 takeaways would be keep it simple. It really is not that complicated. Keep things really simple, enjoyable, manageable, and keep doing it. There's no point in going hell for leather for 2 weeks and then giving up. That's not going to work. It's got to be something you can do for life and you can enjoy for life and is adaptable to holidays, Christmas, birthdays, all those things. It's got to incorporate all of that so that life can carry on. And importantly, do it because you love your body and you appreciate your body for what it can do, and because you need to care for your body. That's an amazing body that needs looking after and caring for, not because you hate it and because you want to punish it. If you try and punish your body through diet, you won't stick at it. Do it because you deserve it. Us mums are cool. We do deserve it.
We do deserve it.
Look after yourselves.
Oh, thank you so much, Polly, from the fitmomformula.com. I really hope you enjoyed this week's chat just as much as I did. I absolutely love hearing about other amazing mummies' experiences. Don't forget to join us next week when I'll be speaking to yet another amazing guest. Bump Baby and Beyond is hosted by me, Renee, from Mummy Style, and produced by the amazing Bang Boom Creative.